Welcome to Why Brain Podcast, Episode 7, Season Finale. That's right. Season 1 has been great. It's been very inspiring, very motivating for myself, and I hope for you as well. I am your host, Chico Suave. Thank you so much to everybody that has checked out the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other streaming available right now. You can go check it out on our Facebook. We have a Facebook page and Instagram page, Why Brain Podcast. Check us out there. Now, this episode I've titled, Can You Hear Me? We're going to be talking about voices. Do you have a voice? Not only like what you're speaking with or what you're singing with or what you're yelling with. Whatever way you use your voice, you use it right. Have you found your voice? Now, there's a lot of things that can define a voice. We have those words that speak to our minds, our hearts, our moments of truth. We'll just say the voice that moves you. That's what we're going to talk about. Let's dive in and explore that voice. We're going to start with segment 1. Produce it. Now, have you ever wanted to say something in the heat of the moment? To speak up when no one else is speaking up? Or maybe there's something burning inside of you that just wants to burst out, wants to say something. I wanted to call this segment Find Your Voice, but producing it sounds more realistic. You know why? Because there's work that needs to be done. Work needs to be put in. Working in radio, putting, interviews together, putting commercials together, putting endorsement promos together, all of that. It took work. And, no matter how you do it, how long you take to do it, every time, every new commercial, every new challenge, you try to do a different way. You're like, can I do this faster? Or can I do this a lot better? With not so many breaths or many silence between breaths, or, that's the thing. Like, when you try to produce a commercial, you have to have that person that's actually doing the voice to speak clearly. Try not to say a whole paragraph in one breath. Just, breathe. All of these things, all of these practices, okay? All this work is to produce this commercial. And you heard the career, or the, what's the word? The occupation of a producer. To produce it is something that you have to take the time to do. The time to research, the time to look inside yourself and find that voice. Or really listening to what the voice is saying right now. Is your voice empowering? Is it leading people? Or is it deceiving people? Is it hurting people? You ever feel bad when people are talking about another person? Or do you just get into that conversation and then you say what you have to say? Like, what are those things that are keeping you from either saying something you shouldn't say or saying something, just saying it? Why are you saying those things? Why are you so quick to judge? Why are you so quick to talk crap about other people? We shouldn't be like that. We should be quick to stop that. We should be quick to, diffuse the situation and say, hey, you know what, man, let's not do that. Let's not talk about other people. Let's talk about something else. Change the subject. It's as simple as that. So how do you produce your voice? Now, not only in that aspect, but when your voice really needs to be heard, those big decisions. There's times in your life where it's just like now or never. Those times where it's like now or never. But it's up to you. Those times where it's now or never. But somebody takes hold of the wheel and makes that decision for you. You're not producing your own voice. That's somebody else producing your voice. It could be a family member. It could be a loved one. It could be a wife. It could be a husband. It could be a son, a daughter. Anybody. It could be a boss. It could be a coworker. Speaking for you, talking for you. Is that your voice? You're not producing it. I wouldn't take credit for that. Don't let anybody else produce your voice for you. The decisions and whatever you research and whatever you find and you feel like that's not for you, you need to speak up. Produce those words in your mind and in your heart to say, I can't go on with this. I can't follow that instruction. I can't do that because you know what? It's not what I want to do. Now, I'm talking about goals. I'm talking about careers. I'm talking about those big decisions in your life that you need to make, It's good to take the advice of people. It's good, I'm not saying just forget what everybody else says and how they try to help you. No, you need to take that advice and put it into your production. There's different things that you do when you're producing a commercial or producing an endorsement. You have to make sure that you have a script. You have to make sure if they want background music, you got to make sure the timing is right so that if it's 30 seconds, it has to be 30 seconds. It can't be 31, can't be 32. It's got to be 30. It can't even be 29. It's got to be 30 seconds. So be that precise in producing your voice. You're taking all these things, these helpful tips, these advice, all of these things, and put it into where you want it to be in your life and in your voice and produce it so that your voice comes out with what you want. This is your decision. This is how you feel. This is your voice. Produce it. Segment 2. Illustrate it. Explain. Make it clear by using examples. I guess think before you speak. That's what comes to mind. You ever hear people say that? Think before you say something. Don't react. Like we talked about recently. Don't react. Analyze the problem. Look at the problem. Look at what's going on. And then you can reply. Same goes with illustrate. Illustrating your voice. How is it coming out? The tone. I have a problem with that. Sometimes I can't control my tone. When I was, younger, before Bible college, I didn't really find my voice. Like I just didn't find my confidence. I didn't find all that. Like I had friends, this and that. I made people laugh, blah, blah, blah. But like once I got into Bible college and I learned to just not worry about what people think about me and, do this for a great purpose, and that that goal, that purpose is what drove me to find my voice. When we had to do public speaking, when we had to, minister, when we had to talk to, the homeless or talk to, the people in the jails that we would minister to. I mean, all of this stuff, even going to Mexico, deep into Mexico and helping out these towns with helping build their church or build a house or whatever they were doing. I don't remember right now. It was a while back, so forgive me. But, it was, like I said in one of my episodes, it was just humbling. And I knew Spanish because my mom's from Mexico. And, I was so grateful to be, Mexican, to have that part of me be Mexican because I was helping my people. But not only that, but it wasn't about that. It was about doing the work that I was called to do without being ashamed or being embarrassed or anything like that. No, dude, it was just like such a humbling feeling, a warm feeling. Just playing with the kids, playing soccer, talking to the older people. And it was just amazing, man. It was just so beautiful. And just that voice, man, it just started to illustrate. Because I was starting to produce all these things that my director, my teachers, even my fellow students, what they were teaching me how to find my voice, and I did find my voice, man. And I'm so grateful for that. So grateful to this day, so grateful, because I wouldn't have the voice that I have today, the voice that I had on the radio, the voice that I have when I talk to people in person, the voice that I have when I minister to people, and I don't even know I'm ministering, and just, it's just like that. All of those things produced my voice, and I couldn't be any more grateful. And now I got to illustrate it. Speaking about ministry, people are always saying like, man, dude, you're not in ministry anymore. You're running away from God's calling, and you shouldn't be doing that. And you should be a minister, and you should be a preacher, and this and that. I said, let me stop you right there. When I was in radio, this is what I told them. My ministry is radio. Just because I don't talk about scriptures, I don't talk about God on the air, anything like that, doesn't mean I'm not ministering. If you listen to my show, I'm trying to motivate people. I'm trying to inspire people. I'm trying to bring happiness to people. That is my ministry. There was a time where I had them, give me the numbers for how many people I would reach within a week, a week of listening, and it was anywhere from like 300,000. Blew my mind, dude. Made me nervous. Because my boss told me right before I went on my show, and I was so nervous. My first break, I was like, I couldn't even talk, dude. I was just so nervous. But illustrating that voice, illustrating that motivation, illustrating that inspiration, that joy, the happiness, anything that I try to bring to the radio, I try to illustrate it with something inside myself. That's my ministry. It's just trying to bring happiness. It's trying to bring joy. Trying to bring people out of the slum of what this world is trying to just send them in and keep them in. I want to help bring you out of that slum. Segment 3. Listen to it. Now, I used to work with a good friend of mine in radio who didn't wear headphones. It really bothered me, man, because I was like, you got to listen to how your voice is sounding. If you're talking too low, you got to project your voice. If you're like, if you're all over the mic, we used to call it like swallowing the mic. Stop swallowing the mic. Stop puking on the mic. Okay, puking on the mic's a different thing, I think, though. It's like being like, yeah, that's puking on the mic. But just don't be swallowing the mic. Now, to me, I thought about that for this segment because, like, as the last segment illustrated, like I was saying, do you bring off a tone when you talk? Do you bring off a tone when you try to explain something? Do you bring off a tone where you're trying to be, respectful yet disciplinary? Me as a dad, I'm already thinking about me just trying to be disciplinary with my kid, trying to let her know that the things that she's doing is wrong, not to do it again. And when she doesn't listen, my voice gets a little bit higher. She still doesn't listen, my voice gets a little bit higher. So I got to stop that. I got to just get into that tone and speak to her face to face, let her know what she's doing is wrong, consequences, all of that. I'm trying to learn that. I'm still learning that, okay, because I got another kid on the way, and I got to learn that with 2 kids. So I need to learn this fast. I was talking about, speaking to my wife in a different tone lately, because I'm just tired of yelling. I'm tired of screaming. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of, I'm just tired of it, dude. My voice is already, it's getting weary. it's hurting. And I want to be calm now in what I say, calm in what I do. Tired of reacting to it with anger, with frustration. Starting to listen to my voice. Starting to listen to how I'm projecting to people, especially in my workplace. I'm a manager, and I need to lead these guys not the way a lot of other people do, and that's with like the scare tactics, the whole army way, drill sergeant, you know. I think if you talk with them with ease and with great communication, I think you'll get stuff done. And it has been. I mean, my story has been great, man. It's been amazing. Just the communication with everybody. I'm hearing everybody's voice. But I got to listen to my voice when I talk to them as well. Sometimes things, we'll get a little too comfortable with each other, and then I have to kind of step back and say, all right, guys, we can't, all right, we got to stop. You get too comfortable. You work with someone for a long time, and you guys start talking about things, and you're like, this feels a little weird. All right, let's stop talking about it. But listen to your voice. Listen to it. How are you coming off? Not only to other people, but to yourself. Are you talking to yourself in the right way? Not saying like out loud. I'm saying deep within inside yourself. When you tell yourself, don't do that. Tell yourself, I don't know, maybe we should take this chance. Or, hey, dude, don't miss this opportunity. Or, man, you should really let go of that person. They're doing a lot of damage to you. Or you shouldn't let that person take lead of what your goals are. Or maybe you should listen to yourself more than other people. Listen to that voice. Not only how it comes out, but how it stays in. Those thoughts in your mind, those thoughts in your heart, those thoughts deep within, that's a voice. Listen to it. Find out what it's doing. I mean, sometimes that voice can be a little deceiving too, though. Not going to lie. Sometimes that voice will try to, talk you out of stuff. It's not going to be a perfect voice. But that's the thing, though, is you got to listen for the good and the bad. You got to separate those two. Take it out of the equation. That you need to follow every instruction of those voices within you. No, you need to produce it again. There's these two voices in there. There's two voices that are saying you should do this, but no, you should do that. This would be better. No, but this would be better. Oh, you're going to fail. No, you're going to succeed. No, you're worthless. No, you are great. Like, how are you going to produce that voice within you? How are you going to then illustrate it and say, you know what? I've been talking bad about myself all these years, deep within me, saying that I wasn't worth anything, and people would confirm that as well. And I'm tired of it. I need to produce a new voice within me. I need to listen to what is given to me within me and produce it the right way. Get out the bad, get out the white noise, get out the breaths, get out the mess ups, get out, edit the heck out of these voices, produce it, illustrate it, show people that I am better than anybody would think, and I'm better for myself because I believe that, and I'm listening to the voice within me that says I am great. Keep on listening to it. A voice is a powerful force that can help you communicate with yourself and others, man. I mean, I just got to say, have a voice. Build a voice if you don't have a voice. Create a voice. Voice can be so powerful, man. If you've heard the greats out there, the great speeches of all time, one of my favorite, one of the most iconic, Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream speech. Oh, man, just so powerful. My daughter came from school one day, and she goes, Dad, can we watch this video of Martin Luther King Jr. in the speech, I Have a Dream? I said, yeah. I was so surprised. She's like, well, we watched it at school, but I want to watch it again. It was just so amazing that she was inspired by that. I was like, what inspires you so much, baby, about this? She goes, man, I just like the way he talks. It's that voice. That voice is out. That voice is just proclaiming and just, it's beautiful. Other voices that I've heard or that I've read about. I like what David Grohl said in a keynote speech at the SXSW 2013 in Austin, Texas, man. This is, amazing. This is so inspiring. It's your voice. Cherish it, respect it, nurture it, challenge it, stretch it, and scream until it's fucking gone, because everyone is blessed with at least that. And who knows how long it will last. So find your voice. Build that voice. It's inside you. I know it is. I know you can do it. You have everything to produce it. You have past ideas, past failures, past success. You have the present, technology, present inspiration, present motivation. And you can always research future ideas. Whatever it is inside you, build that voice, produce it, illustrate it to the world. Show them you have a voice. Show them that you can speak out. Show them that you can take the wheel. Show them that you're not afraid of speaking up when it needs to be done. Don't look around anymore and wait for somebody else to do it. Step up. A lot of things going on in this world that we need to speak up about. Let's speak up. The darker it gets, the more light we need. Let's be that light and speak up. We need that voice out there. Be that voice. You see everybody scared around you, not wanting to do it, man. Be the first one to stand up and say, I don't care. My voice is going to be produced, illustrated. People are going to listen to it. You know why? Because I listen to it. Make sure you find that inside you. That voice is waiting. It's waiting to shout. It's waiting to scream. It's waiting to just project to the whole world, to those that need to hear it. It needs to be heard. Find your voice. It's inside you. Just listen.